All right, if this gets taken down, it gets taken down. Enjoy commercials or whatever. Saints fall to the Rams 34-10. No surprise. Fall to 1-8. Tyler Shuck made a start. Started the game, finished the game. Had a touchdown. There were some throws in there that he made that were pretty good. But just like with Spencer Rattler, it's kind of more of the, they weren't terrible, but, it's not going to be enough to win you a game. And that's about what we have at quarterback with any option, except for Jake Haener. You put in Jake Haener, he's probably thrown 3 interceptions and 78 yards. So, yeah, Tyler Shuck showed some potential, and obviously he's going to get more starts, so maybe he can put some future games together and look a little better. But I highly anticipate that the Saints are going to be exploring a new quarterback option relatively soon. I don't think the future of this team at quarterback is on the team right now. Maybe you get into the draft and you explore Lenora Sellers, you explore Fernando Mendoza, or maybe even that Vanderbilt quarterback, Diego, whatever his name is. Arch Manning's not going to be in this draft, more than likely, but, you'd even possibly explore him. But I don't think the future at quarterback is on this team, and it's not completely all the fault of the quarterbacks. You don't have really any serviceable pieces around you. You got Jawan Johnson at tight end, and yeah, he caught a touchdown today, but he's not a game-changing player. He has done probably more harm than good. You have, I'd say, a solid number 2 as your top receiver in Chris Olave. About what, a lower tier of what Devontae Smith and T. Higgins is. I guess you can, let's see, what number 2 could Chris Olave relate to in the NFL? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, you get the point. He's not a number 1 receiver. He's probably I'd say a top 10 number 2, if I had to guess, on any other team. He's not a number 1. You don't have a number 1 at receiver. You have a bunch of average, subpar, mediocre players on offense. Offensive line is subpar, average, below average, actually. Cesar Ruiz is absolutely terrible. You got a lot of problems on this team. Defensively, same story, horrible, pathetic, aging veterans on the defense, a bunch of young, questionable players like Kool-Aid McKinstry. Like, I don't even know what to think of Kool-Aid McKinstry. I don't think he's... There's nothing that I've seen thus far to make me think that he is a long-term answer for this team at defensive back. So yeah, you got a lot of flaws all around on this team, and you are what your record says it is. So yeah, I'm hoping that we can gather some wins towards the second half of the season. You play Carolina twice. I know Carolina won in Green Bay today. I get it. But, it's a division opponent. The Saints have played Carolina relatively tough. Maybe you can steal a game against them. 1 out of 2. Same thing with Atlanta. The Saints, even whenever the Saints are bad, they tend to beat Atlanta at least once. So maybe you can beat Atlanta once. You play the Jets, Dolphins, and Tennessee, so you might be able to pull out a couple of those. So maybe you can get to 4 wins by the end of the year, maybe 5 if you're lucky. But yeah, right now it's looking like the Saints are the worst team in the NFL. Do they have a game on Fox? Let me see. No, it's freaking looks like a cooking show or whatever. We'll just stick to CBS, no big deal. So yeah, There are going to be opportunities to get a few more wins before the season ends. I don't think you're going to finish with just one win. I think you will get at least 2, maybe 3. But you're definitely going to have a top 5 pick. So we'll be looking forward to that. But you got a lot of problems on this roster. So the Saints fall to 1-8. I'm still here. That's my team. I love my team. Die-hard fan to the end. You're 1-8. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, the Pelicans are 0-6. Now I'll give the Saints credit on this, considering what I said, that they're the second half of the Saints' schedule is soft. You got some winnable games in there. They can end up with about 4. I'll give the Saints this, okay? And you're all gonna quote me. You're all probably gonna think I'm crazy for saying this. I can see the Saints having more wins than the Pelicans by the end of football season than the Pelicans do. I don't think that's out of the reach. I think that's a very realistic thing. If the Saints can get about 4 wins, maybe 5, I 100% believe that they can have more wins than the Pelicans, because the Pelicans ain't winning nothing as long as Willie Green is the coach. That whole regime, Willie Green, even at this point, dude, Zion needs to go. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, I'm not even going to lie, dude, that whole freaking blender of players that you had for the last 4 years or whatever, 5 years, you need to get rid of them. Jeremiah Fears is good. Keep him. I feel bad that he's in this position. But, yeah, build around him. Derek Queen, build around him. But all these other dudes that have just been, subpar on the Pelicans, like Herb Jones and Trey Murphy and Zion, you got to get rid of them. Get rid of them. Tired of it. Get rid of Willie Green. I've been calling for Willie Green's job the last 2 years since that 2023 season where we had the 4 seed and then we fell to 8 and got swept by OKC because the Pelicans couldn't win at home at the end of the year. I've been calling for his job since then, but, everybody thought I was crazy. Not on here on YouTube, but on Facebook. Everybody thought I was crazy, but here we are, 2025. Same stuff's happening with Willie Green, and I'm not surprised. I mean, of course, no duh it's happening. I mean, Willie Green's a horrible coach. He eats crayons. So, yeah, Pelicans are pathetic. The Saints look pathetic, but Kellen Moore, I feel, he's in a bad position right now. I can't really make a judgment on Kellen Moore for a few seasons. I'd say maybe the year after next. If by the year after next we're not making any kind of progress, if we're not at a point where we're winning 7 games the year after next year and at least staying in the middle of the pack and building towards something, then that's when you start questioning Kellen Moore. And you want to call for his job. But I think for this year and next year, you got to give him some time. This is not Kellen Moore's fault. He took this position, and you're lucky that he took this position because I'd say about maybe 98% of the coaching staff or coaching options in the NFL would not want this situation, and Kellen Moore took it and gave us a chance. So I got nothing but the uttermost respect for Kellen Moore for coming in and taking this job. Give him a couple years, be patient with him. So Kellen Moore, I still want to, thank him for taking this job and giving us a shot. But that's all I really got, guys. Nothing really to gloat about. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Saints fall to 1-8. Pelicans suck balls, of course, and they're going to continue to suck, and they're probably going to be 3-25 or whatever, 4-28 by the time the season ends for the Saints by about New Year's, early January. I'm telling y'all, dude. Y'all think I'm crazy for making that prediction. I'm telling y'all, though, the Saints might have more wins by the end of the football season than the Pelicans do at the end of football season. I mean, call me crazy, but It's whatever. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later, and I'm out.